Oh, you need to go for a walk. Is your YouTube channel the same as page? Yes, it is the exact same chain. Exact same. It is the exact same. Thank you for coming on there with me. Go for a run. Don't run too fast, though. Don't go too fast. All right. All right. So, and this is like the perfect subject for me right now because I'm trying to find my middle for me as far as, deprogramming self-neglect. So this is going to be a good empowering thing that I'll be using for myself as well. This class explores the inherited beliefs that the father's identity is tied to what is productive or what he produces or provides, not who he is, and offers healing tools to restore emotional balance and self-worth. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to try to uncover and release some generational beliefs that prioritize financial productivity. Yay, I love it. Welcome in. Please make sure you guys, let's set the room. Please make sure you feel free to comment. I am watching and looking at the comments on YouTube. Do the same. I'm trying to see if I can see the comments on here. But yes, on YouTube, please feel free to do the same. I am on both platforms. I'm on both platforms. So hopefully I can see. Hold on, I got to see if I can see the comments on YouTube. Please. There we go. Oops. This is an engaging class, so please don't hesitate. Ask questions. Dive in. We'll go through it together. Thank you so much for the likes, and I think that's Auntie Killjoy. Welcome, boo. But please make sure you feel free to answer or ask questions. And we're going to get started. Thank you guys for sharing the live. Yes, please make sure you share the live. It'll be wonderful to get more people in here. And even if they don't come, it's all good. And if you guys miss any part or you feel like you have to go anywhere, you can leave and just check the replay out on TikTok. Okay, on YouTube. Either way, the replay is going to be on YouTube. So I don't know if I can see the comments on here, but we'll go with it. But like I was saying, the objective of this class is, I get my nose back. Come on back now. Come on back. Yeah. To uncover and release generational beliefs that prioritizes financial productivity over emotional well-being, and to empower participants with tools to reclaim their full humanities as fathers, sons, or partners, and or women. Because I noticed that for me, I take on a lot of male attributes, right? I think very closely to a man when it comes down to logic, and I'm not really one to share my feelings. So I'm more of a male dominant-ish woman as far as my way of thinking, but I'm still a softie at the end of the day, right? But a lot of the things in my mind when it comes down to my life, because one, I am an entrepreneur and I know that I have to stand my ground. Hey, Isolated. I have to stand my ground when it comes down to certain things. I have to be kind of stern and firm, which kind of contradicts what the idea of a woman, right? And we all know that comes with that comes with all of its this ups and downs, right? The ideas. And so the overall goal and the overall objective in this class is to kind of debunk a lot of those ideas that have been placed in our mind where we have gender roles and we also have gender complications, right? At the end of the day, the reality is we are all, welcome in, Ancient Healing Alchemy, welcome in, and welcome to the tribe. The reality is that we all are human and we all are here together, and our parents make a big deal of how we are in this life. That's our parents. Our parents create this world, right? And we just happen to live in it. For those who are coming in, I just want to give you guys the ground floor so you can know exactly what you're expecting or what to expect. In my practice, what I do is, first of all, I'm NaKeesha. Hey, y'all. And I am your belief worker. And in my practice, I help people heal generational trauma. So for those who are coming in, if you want to learn, I'm here to teach. And I always talk about the 4 belief systems that all human beings have. The first one is your core belief, which is your free will, which only really represents 12% of your overall mind, period. Then you have the other 3 beliefs in your subconscious that represents 88% of your overall your subconscious mind. And that comes from your generational beliefs, which is what your family creates. And then your historical beliefs, which is what the laws that were put into place that your family had to make survival, or had to create survival techniques in order for you and them to survive. And then your soul's belief. Your soul has been here several times before. And those belief systems are put inside of you as a human being. If you want to learn more about that, just go ahead and click the link in our bio, and I have a full webinar that explains all of this down to the T, right? But for those who are here now, today we are talking about fathers. And because this has been my entire series, this whole month we've been talking about fathers, because we are getting close to Father's Day. And a lot of times the things that we're wrestling with are a part of the genetic beliefs, which is associated to our family, our moms, our dads, our grandmas, our grandpas, cousins, aunties, uncles, all of them, right? But the primary person that has the most influence in your life is actually your father. So we're talking about fathers and how fathers present themselves as provider first and person second. And the goal is to deprogram self-neglect in you. Okay. The first thing we're going to talk about, because Black Cherokee One Tribe is an essential oil aromatherapy company, the essential oils to help you emotionally support yourself and to help burnout recovery. The essential oils that I would recommend is Viviver, Vetiver, and that's for grounding, rest from overthinking. And then bergamot, which releases self-judgment and increases joy. And cedarwood, it creates stability and connection to self. Now, you guys can use this in a diffuser, or you can use this in the palm of your hands and take deep breaths daily. All right, that's my recommendation. My recommendation, I am not a doctor or a nurse or anything like that. I'm just a certified theta healer. But those things should help you ground you and to put you in a place of stability. Now, I have a question for you. I want you guys to put in the comments this answer. I want you to take a moment to think about it. Where have you abandoned yourself from responsibilities? Don't be afraid. Nobody can read your comments but me and the other people that are in this room. There might be a couple of people in the back, but whatever. Where have you abandoned yourself for responsibility? And while y'all are typing in the comments, feel free to type. This is true. We deprogramming ourselves. Hey, Luxable, where have I or you abandoned yourself for responsibility? I have abandoned myself for responsibility that I have taken on measure, like today, because I realized that I was really neglecting myself. From myself, to be honest. I've been taking care of my dad and my dad and my son for the last 2 months nonstop. And it's been very challenging because I'm so used to me time. Like, I need to make sure I get my hair, like I do my hair. I need to make sure even the simple stuff like shower and feed myself. I've been neglecting myself from the responsibility of myself, even down to my company, and making sure everything's up to par and working functionally. That is where I have personally abandoned myself from my responsibilities. What about you? Y'all, give me some comments. Give me some comments, please. Don't let me just be here by myself And if you're catching the recording or the record of this, go ahead and put it in the comments. I promise you, I do read them on YouTube. So where have you abandoned yourself for responsibilities? That's the question of the day. And don't forget to share the live. Let me make sure I share that with you. If you want to learn more, you think this is going to be helpful for somebody. All right. No comments, no info. Okay. We'll move on to the next part. What does rest or pleasure make you feel? When you think about rest and providing yourself pleasure, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Do you feel guilty or do you feel at ease? Excited. Okay, let's go, Tiffany. Thank you so much. You feel excited about rest? Yes. Me too, girl. Me too. Anybody else? Welcome in, Tiffany. Welcome in, Queena. Y'all gonna leave me hanging like that? Jesus. All right, now, if you have thought about any of the things that I just asked you, where have you abandoned yourself for responsibilities, or what does rest or pleasure make you feel? If you said guilt, I want to answer some of these, but my hands are full on cooking. No worries, it's cool. You can answer them internally. It's all good. No judgment. I promise you. There's no judgment. Because I know, like, this is the time where people are eating, getting settled, about to have dinner, about to, lay down, go to sleep. I get it. But I would like for you guys to have this idea that when it comes down to your ability to provide in areas where you feel, can you support my friend Jenna? She's sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I got blocked before, and my whole live was jacked up. So we're not doing those games today. Just sorry. But the intention is that I want you guys to consider is I am more than what I provide. My being is enough. So if you feel like you have abandoned yourself or that you feel guilty, to keep the peace, but it does more harm than good for me. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, you got a whole lot to juggle. Yeah, keeping the peace. Yeah. Sometimes the peace needs to be wrecked up in order for peace to actually happen. Sometimes conflicts has to happen in order for peace to be created. So I get that. And when conflict happens, sometimes we may feel a little guilty about it, a little guilty behind it. But the reality is that it had to happen in order for the peace to be created. And sometimes that can also be challenging. Thank you so much for that, Mari. But like I said, when it comes down to these thoughts and these ideas, I want you guys to consider stating to yourself that you are more than enough and you are more than what you provide, which is reflecting for me because I really hone in on the idea of me providing for myself. You're welcome. And my son. And my being is enough. Okay. The root of provider-only identity. Now, a lot of times when we are in this space, especially if you are a single mother or you've had a father in the home and your father, for me, my dad was in the military, so he was very structured. And that the reason why he was so structured is because that's how he was, created. Right? He was created not just from my parents, my grandparents, but he was created to be very structured because of what happened in the military. That's neatly bit. And the way that he taught me, I still really can remember when my dad was like, well, you need to iron my pants make sure that the seams match and that they're lined up. You need to go ahead and feel the seams and make sure they're lined up, make sure they're not crooked, and then pull them down at the bottom so they can all line up. And then when you iron from the inside out when you iron my pants. And when my dad said that, I was like, dude, it's a lot of work, right? Same thing when it comes down to making a bed. Same thing. I had to be very structured when it came down to even making up my own bed. It could not be sloppy when my dad was around. And a lot of those things, the reason why I brought that up is because what happened for me in my household was the fact that these structures created an idea of perfection. And without the idea of perfection, then I was not good enough because I couldn't always get it right. No matter how great I did, my dad would always mess it up and say, you need to try it over again. No, that's not good enough. You need to try over again. That's good when it comes down to creating some idea of perseverance, determination, but it also plays a double-edged sword when it comes down to your ideas of maybe I'm not good enough because he's still not happy. Maybe, this didn't happen well because it's still not right. This is where the self-doubt comes in, right? And what fathers should do, as far as the idea, because we don't come with a blueprint, none of us do as parents. But what should happen is that the father should be nurturing and caring enough to be like, hey, let me help you through this. But if the parent or the father is detached from his emotions, you get that idea of it is what it is. This is what I say. This is how it goes, which creates anxiety, which we talked about last week. Anxiety and high anxiety, and also lack of worthiness or self-worth. Historically, the cultural shaping of men as providers over feelers, as I was saying before, when it came down to my dad, he's a military man. And even when I talk to him now, he's telling me, well, NaKeesha, I'm a military man and I don't have to feel. You're so emotional. I just love it. It's so beautiful, but you're very emotional. You're dramatic. You're full of drama. And it's just like, okay, Dad, you know what I'm saying? And I have to remember that the reason why he's saying these things is because he's coming from an era of time. He's a part of the last part of the baby boomers. I know I look like I'm in my 20s, but I'm not, right? I'm a Zennial, so I'm right at the cusp of Gen X, and I'm the elder millennial, right? But when I look at my father, who is a part of the baby boomers, their idea of a woman is to be cute and pretty and taken care of and stylish and loving and caring and nurturing. That's his idea of what a woman should be, not one that could be boisterous, strong, opinionated, all the things, you know what I'm saying? Dominating, there's more size to a woman that is bigger than the projection of the women that was in the 60s or the 70s and the 80s, right? And even sometimes, because this is my dad, right? This is my father. He looks at women sometimes and he's like, well, they're real fat. And I'm like, Dad, sometimes people have issues that they can't lose the weight. And he's like, well, but it's the idea. And even with him saying these things, I have to also think about what my mom would always say and my grandmother, you have to lose weight in order for a man to be around, in order for you to keep a man. These are all of the dogmas that plays in our minds, in the back of our minds, right? And associated to these dogmas that are played in the back of our minds, in that time with my mom and my dad, and my grandparents, a man would look at a woman to size her up and make a decision of whether or not he wants to provide for her. And it would be the woman's idea, all right, to maintain this effect or this idea or this illusion in order for a man to keep her. And so now when we are looking at the ideas of what a father brings to the table when it comes down to a child, understanding that these are the belief systems that me, right, I was born into. And the only reason why I can say me is because I'm talking about myself. But if you guys can relate, feel free to put it in the comments. Please don't let me feel like I'm out here like by myself like this. But if this is relatable, please feel free to put it in the comments. But when it comes down to the idea of this as my father and the output is my mother, and how she was always trying to maintain a home and try to find all of these things to make my dad happy. But the reality is the reason why she was trying to make my dad happy is because she wanted to keep her things, right? But the reality is my dad had to be in this position in order to be a provider, in order for him to maintain his title, in order for him to maintain his idea of who he is as a person in society. Thank you so much for the likes. And by him maintaining this person of who he is and how he is in society, this same idea was transferred and put on me and my brother. And the beliefs that comes from that, when you see a man who's not working, or when you see a man who can't provide, or you see a man who hasn't come to his ideas of being what a idea man should be, the provider, the breadwinner, and that's it, right? Because that's the overall objective for a man, and the protector. When you see a man not being that, then in your mind, subconsciously, if you had a father like me, in your mind, subconsciously, that man is not worthy. That man is worthless. He has nothing to add, right? This is the ideas that has been programmed, that has been programmed in our minds on a day-to-day basis. If you had a child or a father like me, and even if you didn't, and you had a mother or a grandmother or a grandparent, grandparents in that position, those same ideas, because of the era of time, remember those 4 belief systems, because of the era of time in which they were created or they lived through, those ideas were tactics to kind of keep them alive, to survive, and for us to be here. When we see that these providers are providers and they don't share their feelings, right? They were created not to express themselves. They were created to be the tough ones. They were created to endure the pain, endure the hardships. That's what a man does. I am man, like Tarzan. But what ends up happening when they do that, it spills out onto us as their children. One of the feelings of, if you've seen this dynamic in your household, the reality that you see, if someone's not working in the household, especially if you're with a single mom or a temporary single mom, everybody had to work. And so the idea is, if I'm not working, I am worthless. These are the beliefs that are associated to providers over feelers. If your dad was focused on being a provider most of your life as a child growing up, you may be dealing with the idea that I'm not worthy, I'm not working. If I'm not working, I'm worthless, depending on the type of father that you have. Providing is how I show love. My needs come last, if ever. The origin, again, like I said, the origin in this is because of post-war culture, slavery, and its survival-based parenting. The mental health impacts of the provider-only identity. Again, chronic burnout, workaholism. That was hard to say. Emotional disconnection in partners. So when you have, emotionally detached, what is that called? It's attachment issues, right? Depression masked as irritable or irritability and silence. A lot of times you may see your father that was very silent in not expressing himself. The same thing will happen to you as the child, be it male or female. You may find yourself in a position where you don't express your feelings. There's a certain part of you that doesn't express your feelings logically, and suppress grief, pleasure, and joy. So the inability to harness those feelings or to express them fully. What I want you guys to do is consider writing this down. Or adding to the comments, please. Thank you guys for coming in. What's up, Suave? What's up? How you doing, baby? I want you to consider this. This is your share part. This is where the class is actually the class. Feel free to put it in the comments. What did I learn about manhood and money from my father? What did you learn about manhood and money from your father? And this is universal for men and women. This is interchangeable. And please feel free to put it in the comments. The ask is, what did you learn about manhood and money from your father? Same. I am the same, Suave. It's so good to see you. What I learned about manhood and money from my father is this. A man's ego will get the best of him if he allows it. And as I grew older and as I have grown older, is a person's ego will get the best of them if they allow it. There are times where my father was unemployed because he was a military man and he was retired. And so when he got out, they didn't give him his retirement benefits. They just didn't. They gave it to him in a big bulk, but then they were like, oh no, you don't get any more of the benefits, even though you spent 20 plus years here in the military. And so my father for a time was unemployed and he was trying to find a job. And I saw my mother, step up but she's always been a worker, right? Step up and try to maintain the household while my dad would try to figure it out. And because of that, my dad would get manhood, consciously nothing. Oh, was your dad around, Tiffany? Because that, even if he is around or he isn't around, right? That is the same. Because sometimes being in a two-parent home or one-parent home, subconsciously I learned not to trust. Question, Tiffany. Yeah, so when we have trust issues, this is what we talked about last week. A lot of times when we have trust issues, what ends up happening or what might have happened is that your father, we talked about this, was emotionally, did your dad let you down a lot? I can tell you my dad did. Oh, my dad let me down a whole lot. I love him, don't get me wrong, but yeah, my dad let me down a lot. A whole lot. Because he didn't know what to do. He had no idea what it felt like to be a father to a girl. Thank you for sharing, Tiffany, too. Tiffany, you get all the kudo points today because you and Mari. Everybody else, y'all get some too, but thank y'all for sharing. Let's give you guys a nice little incentive or something. Hold on. Where's my stuff? Oh, thank you, Suave. Thank you. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Where's my sound effects? Here we go. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Okay, let me see what you said, boo. Not really, because I knew not to depend on him, but my dad's worship me, but as a doll and not as a person. Yep, it does. Thank you. It does. It does make sense. That's what we were just talking about a little bit earlier. The idea that a lot of men may have, especially, yep, yep. A lot of the ideas that fathers and men had in that time, especially for me, like I was saying, when men are in a position where they are part of the baby boomers, right, or the latter part of the baby boomers going into Gen X, the early part of in Gen X, the idea of a man having a girl or having a daughter or having a woman is to objectify them. Women were looked upon as property. And if you're a beautiful woman, then they're like, oh, you have value. Oh, you can get this man. Oh, you can have this type of man. And some women don't even want a man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's just what it is, right? But they were trained to objectify a little girl. Like the value of you is that you can make babies. That's your value. The value of you is that you can bring in money to the family. The value of you is to ensure that my lineage will be financially kept because you look this certain way or you act this certain way. I'm going to treat you like yep, a woman has no say. I'm going to treat you as this princess, but I don't know how to really guide you to ensure that you understand that when you come across another man, if a man doesn't treat you like a human being and not an object that he can own and possess, right, then that's where the father's part kind of falls flat, like real flat. The idea is to empower you as a woman. The idea is to empower you as a person, even if you're not a woman. The idea of a father is to empower you in your entirety and not to objectify you in any way, shape, or form. I can honestly say that when it comes down to my dad and my brother, and I'm looking at how the dynamics of my dad and my brother and my son are, right? My dad has this idea when it comes down to my son that he's like already knowing certain things. And my son is 4 years old. He don't know nothing. He just got here, right? And I have to remember to tell my dad, like, Dad, he's only 4. He doesn't know any better. We can't put too much on a child and expect them to automatically know certain things, right? My dad is already making him, in his mind, my dad thinks that my son is acting like a grown man. Like he's 4, like he's 4 years old. And so for me, I have to really look at the idea that what's happening with my dad and the dynamic of my son, my grandson, and my brother is that this is all things that have been passed down to him from my grandparents and my great grandparents. If you don't mind restructuring your question or your statement, TikTok didn't like it. And so this is what I have to really consider. I can't come down on my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dad, that's wrong. I can't make my statements known like, Dad, I don't agree, right? But I also have to look at the fact that my dad has had this understanding for years because this is what he has been used to. This is what he's been brought up on. And that's where that's where I have to make a clear distinction that that's how you did it in your day, Dad. And that's cool. But we don't do it like that in this time. And I can choose, it is my decision to choose whether or not I want that to be a part of my life and my son's life. And that's a choice. And that's the overall objective. Like, my goal is to help you guys to understand that you all have a choice, that you don't have to be in a position where, because your father objectified you, that all men are going to objectify you. That's why we're here. Okay? But thank you so much, Tiffany. I hope I didn't scare you off, baby. I hope I didn't scare you off. Now, and thank you so much for answering. I want you guys to feel free to answer. Where my mother had deep shame around me growing up without a father, but he passed away, so no need for shame. Yeah, absolutely no need. But where did your mother's deep shame come from? Did it come from the idea that she was now a widow with a child? And because she was a widow with a child, she might be looked upon as a woman who automatically the ideas or the stigmas that are associated to a woman who has a child without a father, was she put into a position where she felt like she was going to be ostracized and deemed as less than a woman? Would she be in a position where she was considered to be a whore? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that you might have to consider because the time, exactly, that part, that's what I thought, that part. She says that the church and the stereotype of a single Black mother, exactly. And that's where the deep shame comes in. And that's the thing, like, we are in a time right now that, okay, the church and the stereotypes of the single Black mother may have been an effect during that time, but it doesn't have to be your choice. You don't have to live in that stigma. You don't have to live in that stereotype. That's not your place. If you don't want that to be, then you don't have to obtain that shame and guilt. Even for me, when it comes down to my son, that stereotype of the single Black mother, that hit me hard. Cause I'm like, I'm 41, I'm 40, I'm in my 40s, right? And now I have to deal with someone looking at me as a single Black mother in America. What, I'm always gonna be on food stamps, right? Welfare, because that's the going stigma that happens during this time. The going stigma. So I can understand where your mother would have that deep shame. You know, I get it. But the reality is that that wasn't hers to carry. And the reality in some way, shape, or form is that if you do have a father that wasn't there because he passed away, 9 times out of 10, and I remember your story, To Kill Joy, you have a village that helps you. And the village ends up being a part of that dynamic that might be missing for your child, that your father could not for you when it comes down to you, Auntie Killjoy. Your father could not maintain because he wasn't here. I feel they made stereotypes so other women who leave abuse. Yeah. All of these things have been put into position where we don't get a chance to get out mentally. It's a constant barrier. It's a systemic barrier that's been put into place to put you in a position where you're afraid to move forward. And that's why I'm here to help you put things into perspective where you don't feel like where you can feel like you can move forward. Right? Okay, now, my next question for you, to feel free to share. This is really good. Thank you guys. And I hope this stuff is very helpful, right? Where have I dismissed my own needs in the name of duty? Gosh, this is hitting all cylinders for me. Me personally, where have I dismissed my own needs in the name of duty? Taking care of my son and my dad. I have to make sure that they are fed, both of them, before I can do anything. And I have to make sure that they're good. Hey, audacity. Mm-hmm. There are times that I want to walk away and I just want to go have fun. I want to walk away. Hey, William. I want to walk away and enjoy y'all. I want to share with y'all. But I can't because I'm tied down with the responsibilities of taking care of my dad and my son. And I count it a privilege and an honor, in some way, shape, or form, because, as I stated last week, that the doctors said that my father's cancer has come back, right? And they've only given him roughly about a year. So in this time for me, in this time, yes, you, yes. In this time for me, when it comes down to that, I count it an honor to help my father and for him to get a chance to know his grandson. But I also have to find the balance in where I come in because I can't carry on what he's going through. And he tells me that. Choosing work over honoring my body's need to rest. Auntie Kim, For y'all who are coming in on both YouTube and TikTok, for y'all who are coming in, Auntie Killjoy, me and her, we've been going back to back for over a year now, almost. I've been telling her since the day I met her, girl, get some rest. Thank you so much. Yeah, girl, get some rest. And I didn't know till I moved down here. So my dad didn't tell me till I moved down here because he wanted me to make the decision on my own to live here. And it's still pending, so I don't know. But this is a reality. And yes, you do need to choose to work. Now, my question to you when it comes down to this, choose to rest. My question to you when it comes down to this, are you, Auntie Killjoy, are you reflecting the attributes of what happened to your mother or what you deem to be a reflection of what you needed to do for your father? Why do you go so hard? And why do you neglect yourself? Thank you for, answering this too. Auntie Killjoy. And while we wait for her, I want to make sure that I extend a opportunity for you guys to check out our webinar where we go. Mm-hmm, uh, mm-hmm. I would love to extend an offer to you guys to check out our free webinar. It is located in the link in our bio. And once you click on the link in our bio, all you have to do is click on free webinar, and it breaks all of this down so you guys can get an idea of where you may want to go when it comes down to your generational healing. I offer one-on-one sessions where I help people release themselves from generational cycles that may be holding them back in the back of their mind in their subconscious. Oh, I grew up in a major Black woman hustle. And the reason why we have Black woman hustle is because the reality is a lot of the men that were supposed to be around were incarcerated or they were working all the time or they were just bad dads. They were Rolling Stones, or in your case, may have passed away. Right? The fathers weren't prevalent in a lot of the households, or they might have been in the military, but they weren't present. And so, meaning women had to figure out ways. My aunts and cousins are always starting businesses, getting degrees, volunteering at church. Got to find ways to stay connected, create community, to maintain financial stability. And this is the difference. This is what brings in the idea of what I was talking about when it comes down to a father in the household, because a father in the household would provide you with the idea of stability. However, as a human being, stability can come from both men and or women. And a lot of times when it comes down to the relationship between the man and a woman, the man has to be in a position where he's emotionally available to stay connected and emotionally present in order for the dynamic of a relationship, a true relationship, to work, to empower not just them as a couple and him as a person, but their children and their offsprings that they may have biologically or non-biologically, right? All of these things have to come into place. And so this also shows the disparity and the damage within the Black community. Because just like Auntie Feminist Killjoy, my household, they all had men in the house, but the men would be out doing whatever they wanted while the women were the ones that were taking on the responsibility and neglecting themselves at the end. And the reason why this happened is because this is a pattern that has been given to the Black community for a long period of time. right? And now this is not just primarily based on the Black community, because this mismatch in dynamics also occurs in all communities collectively, right? So I'm here to help this break that up. Let's change that. Let's make our lives a little bit easier and better. Now, and again, thank you so much for sharing, Auntie Killjoy. How would your life feel if you provided a place of wholeness instead of sacrifice? That's a good question. Let me ask it again. How would your life feel if you provided a place of wholeness from yourself, for yourself, instead of sacrifice? A lot of times, especially when we were growing up, especially for me, the idea of having a man in your home or in your life, you have to deal with a lot of the negativities that come with that. And I think for me, that's one of the reasons why I've always kind of steered away from getting married. I've been proposed to plenty of times, but the idea of getting married, because it comes with sacrifice. And that sacrifice is not being able to be yourself. Always in the kitchen, always taking care of someone, not being heard properly. Because this is the dynamic that in which I saw and I have seen, not just in my own parents, in my household of parents, but my grandparents and also my great-grandparents. This is the dynamic that I've seen. And so it deters me from wanting to be in a position where I get married. Like, ooh, like, I don't know about that. Marriage, I don't know about that. Because I don't want to give myself up in order to make someone else happy. And for some who may be listening, they may consider that to be very selfish. Right? But you don't want to be in a position where you have to give yourself up. Like, why can't I maintain the same identity as a full, whole person without sacrifice? So my question to you is, again, how would your life feel if you provided a place of wholeness instead of sacrifice? Marriage has always seemed like a trap. And in some ways, for some, it is. Because they're forced in it. They do it out of convenience. They don't do it out of love. They don't do it because they want to. They do it because they feel like it's either a come up or it's going to be beneficial to them in some way, shape, or form. Has nothing to do with love. Love don't pay the bills. Just like my shirt says, love may not pay the bills, but it does help heal. And a lot of times what people don't realize is that we all need healing. And the partner that we have is provided there in order to help you to heal. That's what they're supposed to do. And you're supposed to do the same for them. But we don't get to that point because we're still dealing with the generational traumas that our fathers created and our great-grandparents created and our greatest great-grandparents created. Hey, Feisty Angel, welcome to the tribe. Well, I appreciate your support. Thank you for liking the live. I'm hoping that is helpful to you. So how would you feel? I've been thinking of selling some art, but I'm nervous about falling for the hustle trap. My body can't take extra stress. I know. I would say, sell your art and see where it goes. You don't have to, you can make the choice of not being stuck in the hustle and the grind. That's a choice. You can do it because your spirit feels happy to do so. Now, the problem will come into place when you are trying to make that your primary go-to because of the stress. Okay, that's good. I need you to relax. I still feel that. Get some rest. I've been telling you. All right, now, this is the part I feel like you should sell it and let your heart, Let your heartbeat fun until you're comfortable. Now, this is the part that I always share at the end of my lives. For those who are new, welcome in. Now we're going to do an idea of beliefs. I don't like this one, but this is where we come up with the muscle testing. Yeah, this is where we come in with the muscle testing. For those who are coming in, if you've never done muscle testing here before with me, please put it in the comments. Thank you guys for commenting. Also, welcome in, Nessa. What's up, baby? Put it in the comments for me if this is your first time here. You say first time so we can formally welcome you in. And then I'll break down this wonderful gift that I usually give to everybody at the end of any class that I do. I call it the Jedi Mind Trick, and it's a muscle testing that I offer. This is a demo of what a one-on-one session would look like with me. And this is what we do. So if you're interested, stick around, say I'm here. It's a free gift, as I stated before. It's pretty fun. And if this is your first time here, hello, Shantae. If this is your first time here, please put here in the comments. And for you guys on YouTube, I know you guys probably saw this last week. So yeah, we have different set of beliefs that we work on every week, just so we can get the practice in and you guys can get a demonstration of what it looks like to have a one-on-one session. Y'all ready? The first thing that you guys are going to need is some water. So if you don't have water, get you some water, drink some water. And also, if you are in the Atlanta area, we are going to be live yet again here in Atlanta. We are going to be at a Juneteenth celebration located on 9 Gammon Road, Gammon Avenue. It is the Project South Mutual Aid Center. I want you guys to come out, hang out with me. We're going to do live classes. And then we're also going to do live ancestral readings, the whole nine. And I might slide in if someone wants to pay for a one-on-one session, like right then and there. I'll slide that in as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I got some wonderful people that's going to be joining me. You'll see us doing outtakes really soon. And you guys will see who's going to be here with me in ATL. We're going to have a whole community just for you guys. So if you are interested, please feel free to join us at 9 Gammon, which is Project South. And you can go to projectsouth.org and find out more about it, the Juneteenth celebration that they have. All right, here we go. You guys ready for the belief system? I'll be recording. It's all good. I'll record too. It's right here. Suave, you need to stay here and do this, okay? Do this, okay? All right, so this is an example of the one-on-one session that you will have with me. All right, so what I want you guys to do is to put your feet flat on the ground. All right, and then hold your fingers up like the peace sign. Again, this is called muscle testing, but I call it the Jedi Mind Trick. Hold your hands up like a peace sign. And I want you guys to try to close your fingers. And when you try to close your fingers, it should be a resistance. So I don't want you to close your fingers all the way. I want you to feel that resistance. Okay. And once you've done that, just put a 1 in the comments. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Got it. Yay. All right. Now what I want you to do, thank you so much, Tiffany. Welcome back. I thought you left me, girl. Now what I want you guys to do is I want you to state your name, but follow after me. So feet flat on the ground. Do the fingers. Make sure you have the resistance. And I want you to say, my name is, and then state your name and then try to close your fingers. All right. And let me know in the comments, even you guys in here on YouTube as well, let me know in the comments if your fingers closed. or if they stayed open. So you can say closed, stay open. And if you need me to repeat, feel free to just tell me. My iPad was tripping. All right, so I'll repeat it. All right, so what I want you to do is to close. Okay, what for you, if you can handle it, if your fingers close, if you can handle it, okay, cool. That means because your fingers close, that means that you are not hydrated. Okay, so what I need you to do is get a little pinch of salt if you can. If you can handle salt, like lick your finger a little bit and then put it in some salt and then put it at the tip of your tongue and then drink water right behind it. Okay? That just lets me know you're dehydrated. You haven't been drinking enough fluids today. Once you have done that, come back and put a 1 in the comments. Same for y'all over here in YouTube land. I see you, YouTube. And try it again. You only have to do this once. Try it again, and if they stayed open, put open in the comments. And if it closed, then we're going to figure something else out real quick. I'll give you everything, all that you're looking for, hey, all that I got. All right, did they say open or close? Open, good. Tiffany, what about you, baby? I know your iPad's tripping. All right, now, Suave, while we wait on Tiffany, Suave, what I would like you to do is I would like you to put in the comments, and you guys here on YouTube too, even if you are watching this later, it's all good. Put it in the comments. I want you to put in the comments, what is your least favorite food, the food that you cannot stand to eat? Put that in the comments. What is it? Tell me. Closed. Okay. So Tiffany, did you do the salt? I'm assuming you did the salt thing. So what I want you to do is I want you to stretch like this, and then stretch like this. It's all good. We're gonna work it out. You still dehydrated. You ain't been drinking no water all day. I don't know. I need you to think about something. Do you like cucumbers? Stretch over here, stretch over there. Like hold it for like 5 seconds each time. And then drink some more water. Put a little bit more salt in your tongue. Because you real dehydrated. I bet you ain't drank water all day. Just playing. But not. I'm only 45 ounces. So you've had some water, but you're not fully hydrated. Yeah. You might need a little bit more salt. A little bit. And then drink water. A little salt on the tip of your tongue, if you can handle it. And then drink some water. All right, Suave, you figured it out yet? Do you like liver? Do you like pickled pig's feet? It has to be something you tried and was like, I don't like that. Like, it has to be something you have tried, not something you looked at and was like, I don't know. This just didn't look good. This just didn't look good. Yeah, we don't want that. What is it? What is it? What is it? All that I got. Don't you know, don't you know? I'll give you everything and more. All that I got. You know, I used to sing for real, right? I used to sing for real. Had a band and everything. That was my thing. I might pick it back up. I don't know. But yeah, I sang with some Grammy Award winners, everything. I had fun. Yeah, I'll do a little hook for you. I don't mind. But I need you to figure out what it is you don't like to eat. What you don't like to eat? Chickpeas. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. So you can't stand no liver. All right, cool, cool, cool. So now what we're gonna do is, Tiffany, you still with me, baby? All right. So for you, Suave. Okay, cool. Did it work for you, baby? Chitlins. Oh, Auntie Kildare, you already know. All right. So what I want you to do, chitlins. What I want you to do, Suave and Auntie Killjoy, Tiffany, let me know if it works. It's getting there. All right. So did it close? As long as it did not close, you good. That means you all right. You don't have to keep doing it again. All you gotta do is drink more water. That's it. No more salt. As long as it don't close, you're good. If it closes, then we tripping. Hey, Miss Yolanda. All right, so now that you guys, and Tiffany, tell me what it is that you do not like to eat. That too. Okay, so we got chitlins and liver. We don't like neither one of those. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is, like I said before, is to hold your fingers up sideways, like this. Firm. And I want you to say, I love. No, you're not. It's only 9 o'clock. I've seen you up. Okay, liver and chitlins as well. Choose one. Okay. Uh, Miss Yolanda, you be up. You be like midnight. You still be up so tall. What you doing? Did you get some rest? What I want you to do is I want you to say, I love the thing that you said that you hate to eat or dislike strongly, right? And I want you to say, I love chitlins. Because actually I do. It's a little weak though. A little weak. Oh, nope. I don't love them no more. I used to. I love chicken no more. All right. And then, or you can say, I love liver. I actually do like liver. It's pretty good. Hey, D. Oh, I'm going to sing you that right as soon as we done with class. I'm going to sing you that to you, baby. All right. Let me know if your fingers close, okay? Hey, boo. Let me know if your fingers close. I want you to say, I love liver. Okay. Clearly, I don't. I love liver. I thought I did. Hold on. Closed. All right, cool. They didn't close all the way. So, and somewhere in the back of your mind, you actually do kind of like they close. Right. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. All right. So for you, Suave, somewhere in the back of your mind, they didn't close. They were closed. They were closed. All right. They didn't close. They were closed. They got to close. All right. So somewhere in the back of your mind, if they did not close, then somewhere in the back of your mind, you actually like that. Thank you, boo. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you may actually like those things. So I want you to consider something else that you might not like if they did not close. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. Yay. I don't know. TikTok be. Aw. Yes. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Celebrate within an hour. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to celebrate. You won't let me celebrate. So it's telling me I'm trying to celebrate and y'all ain't let me. You know what? Dee Dee, we celebrate you. Okay. They closed on chitlins. All right, great, good, great. All right, Tiffany, let me see. Did we get Tiffany? Yes, she said they closed, but they didn't close. They didn't close, they were closed. Okay. They did not close, they were close. Thank you, Suave. Thank you, boo. Thank y'all. Thank you, boo. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Hey. Thank you, boo. All right, Tiffany, they closed, but they were close. I need them to close all the way. All right. Now we're going to do, and I hope you guys are doing a lot of fun. They came very close, but didn't close all the way. So was it with the liver or was it with the chitlins or was it with both? Because if it was with liver, if they didn't close all the way with liver, try chitlins and vice versa. And let me know. And for you guys who are here, let us know if they closed or did not close. All right, cool. So they closed on chitlins. All right, great. So let me explain what just happened. So if your fingers actually, in fact, closed, right? The very first statement that we made is what you know, right? This is your truth. Your name is your name. Whatever your real name is, that is your name, and your body is saying, "Hey, this is my real name. This is my truth," right? Then, if your fingers close, it's because your body is saying, "No, dog, you know you lying to yourself. This is a lie," right? If that happened, then the reality is that your body is telling you this is not your truth. So the free gift to you is the fact that, one, thank you. This is my special thank you for you spending this last hour with me and some change. And this is your lie detector test, right? To let you know what is your truth and what's not your truth. This is a way for you to get connected to your higher self, your true self, your inner being, to let you know what your truths are. Now, we're going to put this into practice. Okay. We're going to do 4 belief statements, and I want you guys to put in the comments, what is your truth? If your fingers closed, that is not your truth. If your fingers open, that is your truth. And if you get lost, it's okay. You can just put open and I'll tell you what it is, and closed. Okay. The first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to state, I provide from overflow, not depletion. I provide from overflow, not depletion. So it's going to look just like this, feet flat on the ground. You got your fingers up, your 2 fingers up, just like this. And I want you to say, I provide from overflow, not depletion. And then try to close your fingers. Ooh. And here we are. This right here, if your fingers closed like mine, I don't believe this statement. So your girl gonna do some belief work on this part for me, but subconsciously I don't believe the statement. I provide from overflow, not depletion. I try it again. Okay, now I do, because I just fixed it. Like, we're not gonna do that. I provide from overflow, not depletion. And a lot of times when it happens, close. Got it. A lot of times when that happens, that gives you a reality. And that's the reason for me, I can fix that. Because I'm like, no, that's not true. I don't believe that. That's not true. Let me fix that right now. Because I do provide from overflow and not depletion. And that's why I'm able to keep my fingers open. But that also comes because I also have done a one-on-one session. before, right? So it's easy for me to fix something once I see a failing. But when your fingers close, that means that you don't believe this as your truth. You believe that you provide from depletion and not overflow. This is a belief system that's self-rooted in the back of your mind. I want you to say, I am allowed to receive as much as I give. I am allowed to receive as much as I give. Question, if the fingers as small gap, do they touch as close? Yeah, so if you have a small gap like this, right, but they don't touch, that's still not touched. Right? That's still open. Barely open, but it's still open. But if they do in fact touch, then that's closed. Even if they touch just a little bit, that's closed. So are they like this? Don't apologize. It's a fair question. Are they like this, Tiffany, or are they closed all the way? Closed all the way or slightly open? Again, like I said, if they touch, they are closed. If they are like not touching, but they're real close, the first one, very small gap. Okay, so if they are not touching, but it's a very, very small gap, that means that they're open. So that means that you really do believe what you just stated. You believe it a little bit, very little, but you got mustard seed faith right there on that statement. That's pretty much what that means. It's still open, right? Yeah. So the next statement is, I am allowed to receive as much as I give. I want you to state, oh, Lord, I'm scared to say it. I am allowed to receive as much as I give. My fingers don't embarrass me. I am allowed to receive as much as I give. All right, open, same. I don't know why I'm doing this with y'all, because I will embarrass myself. Yeah, open, good. So that means that you believe, awesome. That means you truly believe that you can receive as much as you give. That you are not a taker, but you're not an overgiver as well. You're open to the receipt of people giving to you. All right. Next one is, are you guys having fun? I hope you guys are having fun. This is supposed to be an enjoyable experience, so you guys can see exactly what it would look like to have a one-on-one session with me. Are you guys having fun? Put it in the comments for me. Like, still on. Good. Okay, good. All right, the next one is, I am a person. Yes, we're having fun. All right, cool. I am a person before I am a provider. I am a person before I am a provider. All right, and then you're going to try to close your fingers. I am a person before I am a provider. I mean, it's weak. My fingers are weak. They weak, but they're not closing. Open. All right, cool. I am a person before I am a provider, which means that there's a healthy balance there. And you understand that, hey, guess what? At the end of the day, I'm still a person who I am. Thank you so much for the likes, D. I am a person who I am and what I can do. And, providing is not what makes me. So that's beautiful. Waiting on Suave and Tiffany. Close. Okay. So that means somewhere open, but it was tight. Ooh, it was tight. So Tiffany, what that means for you is somewhere in your idea is providing first is the thing that you need to do. And being a person is second. So that would let me know that somewhere in the makeup of you, as you were saying before with your father, this was displayed to you and you believed it, right? And it's simple. It's something that we can like relinquish in a moment. And I want you guys to say the last one. My joy heals my family just as much as my labor. Fingers don't fail me now. All right. I want you to say, my joy heals my family just as much as my labor. My joy heals my family just as much as my labor. Whew, Lord Jesus. We holding on strong. Barely, but we holding on strong. Holding on strong. Barely, but we holding on strong. All right, let me know if your fingers closed or they open. One of my mantras is I'm healing being, not a human doing. Yep. Tight open. Let's go. Open, but like the last one, close immediately. All right. So your mantra might be what it is that you're saying, but subconsciously you don't believe that. And I think that might be one reason why you are saying the mantra, is because somewhere in your soul, in your knowing, that you don't believe that. Doesn't mean that you personally don't believe that. The truth. The truth. DB knowing. The truth. All right, cool. All right, so now we know where our or I got major family trauma. Right, scary truth. Oh, welcome. I didn't know you were still here, Black Cecilia. Hey. Welcome. I didn't know you were still here. Thank you. Thank you so much for participating, and thank you for hanging out with us. That's the beauty. Oh, Tiffany, you got two different. Okay, cool. That's the beauty of the muscle testing, because you are faced with your own truth. This is and when you actually think about the statement you're saying, you make a decision of whether or not you're going to lie to yourself or continue to lie to yourself. Or are you going to come to the place where you can be vulnerable, at least with yourself and with me, for the moment that we're together, right? You can see the reality of which you are facing life. So that's basically an idea of what it would look like to have a one-on-one session with me, with those practice belief systems that are tied to a father and what a father does in your life. So this is where I would love to invite you guys to have a one-on-one, book your one-on-one session with me, because what I do is I go down a lot deeper into the practice of you and the knowing of you. A lot of times what happens is when you have these things lingering in the back of your mind and you don't know where to start or how to fix it, it ends up creating traumas that are associated to mental illnesses, and are also associated to chronic diseases. And so a lot of times with people who have had a one-on-one session with me, and I believe Dee, she can testify because she got a whole video, and I'm gonna send her thing in just a moment after I'm done. But a lot of people can testify that after they've had a one-on-one session with me, the reality is that their lives are not the same. The issues that they once felt or had, they're not the same. They're either completely repaired from them, right? They are either completely repaired from them, or they are in a position where they are put in position to obtain and utilize the tools to help them grow. Right? That's what my services offer. If you are interested in learning more and booking your session, go ahead and click the link in our bio. And once you are there, you'll see, right, there she goes. Dee says, it's been 90 days and I am a new person, really. And I can't wait for you guys to see her testimonial. She's been sharing with me throughout her entire 90 days and documenting her journey. And it's beautiful. Like, it is absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to share that with you guys. You guys can actually check that out on the long format once I get it. I'll make sure that cool. I'll make sure that I put it in there. NaKeesha helped me. NaKeesha helped me with an issue I've been having for 3 years that the doctors could not cure. Just saying. D is not a paid. D is not a paid actress. I do not pay her at all to say any of the things that she is saying. Dee and I met on TikTok as I was teaching the class, breaking the chains, understanding and healing generational traumas. Dee is here, and she is sharing with you guys her results of having a one-on-one session with me. Thank you, Dee. Again, I meet most of my clients on TikTok because I'm out here teaching. But if you are interested in identifying the belief systems that are helping you at all, I'm a true testimony, seriously. And again, I can't wait to share her video because it's coming. It's on me now. She waiting on me, so I'm gonna send it to her. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And a lot of the people who have had the one-on-one session with me, as I said before, when you click on the link in our bio and you click on book sessions, underneath you'll see client reviews. Just click on that and you can see a few other people who have had their one-on-one sessions with me and their reviews. And you can get a clear idea of what you're the outcome in which you may be receiving. All of the outcomes are different for each individual person. Some people no longer have to deal with substance abuse. That's no longer their issue. Some people who have dealt with PCOS, they have alternative means or received alternative means where that PCOS issues no longer exist for them. We've had clients from all over the world, and I absolutely love exactly what I do. What I do is, like I shared with you guys, are the belief systems that are associated to you as a person. These belief systems can be the subconscious parts that plays in your mind continuously that stops you from obtaining the life you want financially, love-wise, stability-wise. And that is what it does, because it's constantly putting the output in your brain, and whatever's happening in your subconscious is the reflection of your life. And so what I provide is the opportunity to let all of those things go. And yes, I do communicate with your ancestors, because your ancestors are the key element of you. The people who have passed on, they passed on, but they love you, and their DNA is wrapped inside of you. So a lot of the trauma that they have experienced through the DNA, because I was talking to a lady earlier, your DNA holds memory. And because your DNA holds memory, what ends up happening is those memories come up and they become yours. They are triggers. And this is the very thing that our government is using or trying to use in order to trigger us to do certain things. And what I do is I help us to annihilate those triggers. Hey, how are you, Arthur? Hey, RK. And I help dispel those triggers that most people have. And those triggers and or beliefs, again, like I stated before, those triggers and beliefs are associated to certain illnesses that are found within your body, if not most to all illnesses that are found within your body. So what I do is I help you find out what those beliefs are, just like we just did, and we release you from those beliefs and what I do is I pray. That's through metaphysics. I actually pray, but I pray out loud so you can know what it is that I pray and what I'm praying, because I don't believe in that. I want you to know what I'm saying, all right? So you can touch and agree, and that's all I am. I'm here to be your conduit, where I just touch and agree. I told you, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. when I say, okay, when I say I got a special affinity for mamas. I got a special affinities for mamas, like girl, because if I could do anything for mine, to be here still, mhm, I'm here. Just DM me, and I'll give you my number. I remember that during our one-on-one session, ADS, you brought up something I didn't even know was a trigger, and I just started crying, and I didn't know why. But it was me breaking through the unresolved traumas I didn't even know I had. And those unresolved traumas that you didn't even know you had weren't created by you. They weren't created through your experience. They were created through the experience of the people before you. And the people before you, those experiences are embedded in your DNA. A lot of times when we have deja vu or we have recurring dreams of things that happened in the past, and we're like, how do I know this? And how did I get here? Or you may find an affinity for something that comes easy to you, like it's a memory. Like singing for me is a memory, and I do pretty good at it, right? This is the remembrance that my grandparents, my grandmother on my dad's side, and my mom has shared with me. In that same regard, the sadness that is associated to that singing is created from my mom, because my mom had to go through a lot to even let her voice be heard through song. And when I sing now, there's a deep sadness that comes to that or from that, because I'm not just singing because I've lost my singing partner, which is my mother, but I'm singing because my mom had a deep sorrow that came with her song, right? I still have yet to sing more often with joy and happiness in my heart. And that comes because that is a deep wounded trauma response that my mom used in order for her to maneuver through her life. I don't have to sing to maneuver through trauma. I don't have to use my singing abilities to be my scapegoat. That's not my issue, right? And this is where the belief part comes into place, where when you are having this one-on-one session with me, you can look at your life and say, you know what? I don't have to deal with this anymore. I don't have to hold on to this anymore. Let's have the conversation. Let's face it. Because a lot of times with generational trauma, and a lot of times with generational traumas or healing generational cycles, we don't want to face it. And sometimes we don't know how to face it. And so it's really in depth when it comes down to me. And usually when we fix the generational traumas within you through your DNA, it actually goes out into your own family. I've had family members, I had people, tribe members, who were disconnected from their family for 10 plus years. But after their one-on-one session with me, literally those family members that they were no longer connected to, within the 90 days, they got connected to that family, and it's like an automatic healing that takes place for them. And not just them, but their family too. And then there are some people who've had a one-on-one session with me, and within 3 days after their one-on-one session, their child no longer has those autistic ideas that they once had, or the diagnosis that they once had, because there's something that happens within you, right? And because we're changing your DNA, anything that is associated to you is breaking too. And this is where the reality comes in of being a genuine generational curse breaker. And that's all beliefs that needs to be reset, and you to be given a choice and to know that you have a choice to hold on to something or to let it go. So that's what I have. That's what I have to offer. That is what you would get with a one-on-one session with me. A lot of times the one-on-one sessions, you only need to come one time. That's it. That's it. That's all. It's a one-time thing. Now, for some people, Some people, they get stuck on the idea of the lack of forgiveness. Forgiveness is hard. Forgiveness can be very challenging. But if you can make the decision to forgive the person because it's going to be a benefit for you, then it changes everything. But if we do get stuck on one thing, you will have to come back for another session. I try to break it within those at least 3 times. And the third time, if it don't work, you get homework. All right. And a lot of times when you come back, it's done. It's not the same price. It's a fraction of the price. But we get through it. So if you are interested in booking a one-on-one session with me, please go to the link in our bio, the link in our bio, and click on book one-on-one session. It'll take you directly to our review page, and you can hear from other clients like Dee and other tribe members, and book your one-on-one session. It's that easy. Now, that's it. That's all. That's it. That's all, y'all. That's it. That's all. Any questions? Thank you, YouTube. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your space for the day. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in these shorts and these long forms. Catch the replay. Holla. All right. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for being here. We have class every Tuesday. Again, like I said, we are doing a full fathers series. So please feel free to come back next week. Again, if you missed this week and last week, oh, thank you. If you missed this week and last week, please go to our YouTube page and check out the videos that you missed. And if you want to learn more about generational trauma, how it hurts mental illness, I have it all sectioned out and how it plays a part in our lives today. From grandmas, all of us. Got a whole playlist. Whole playlist. And if you are interested in becoming a part of the tribe, don't forget to hit that follow button, y'all. Hit it. And if you want to go even deeper, like for real, if you want to go even deeper, what's the title for the last class? Let me tell you. The last class is the one that's actually pinned when you click on our profile page. Well, if you click on the link on our profile, the last class is actually pinned right there. So you can just click on it. You'll see subscribe now. But it's the last class was called, I'm getting it right now. Hold on. Legacy of love, believing I am enough. Legacy of love, believing I am enough. Yeah, I try to do these classes. And then if you want to go even deeper, you're welcome. Have a wonderful night. If you want to go even deeper, go ahead and click the link in our bio. You can go ahead and click the link in our bio and you can sign up for our classes. We have a full classroom. 12A is part of the classroom and so is D. We have a full classroom where I'm going to start adding more classes in that classroom specifically for the people who have paid for that subscription. Going forward, that is going to be a monthly subscription, but because you guys got in before the monthly subscription happened, you ain't got to worry about it. But that will be specifically for the class. So we got a whole community. Please feel free to check us out. We are bigger than we are here on TikTok. We actually have 10,000 people that rock with us on all platforms and within our community. What's up, Kai? How are you? How you been? I remember our conversation. Oh, no problem. No problem. That was fun. Oh, see, you just made it home. I love it too. I love it too. We have a whole, like when I say we have a whole community, y'all, I've been okay. The last time we talked, I had just moved to Atlanta. And then, where's Okra? Oh, it passed away. Our okra plant died. All right, so rest well. Kai, I've been okay. I found out recently that my father, his cancer has come back, and the doctors only has given him a small amount of time to live. So we're making the best of it. We're gonna see if we can reverse that. And that's the goal. So that's where we at. Like, hey, hey, Sharita, how are you? I saw you call, but I was out and about with the kid and my dad. Oh, yep. Thank you. He's still here, so we're gonna work it. We're working it out. We're working it out. My daddy's still here, so we trying. All hands are on deck. And like my entire family is so happy that I'm here. Like my dad, my uncles are so ecstatic that I'm here. Because excuse me. Yep, I just got the sour sop juice last night. Yeah, everybody comes in when class is wrapping up. It happens. It happens. It takes TikTok talk about 45 minutes to get people to come through. Mm-hmm. um, yeah, when my dad, my family, they're very excited. Yeah. My family, they're very excited because I look like my grandmother and I have a lot of my grandmother's ways. So they think that this is crazy. So my dad, and y'all know, like I see people on the other side, I see dead people, right? My daddy was calling, and he called me. He was like, "Keish, I'm starting to. In my dreams, I'm looking for Mama, his mother, my grandmother." He's like, "In my dreams, I'm looking for your grandmother." I'm like, "No, you're not," because usually when people start looking for their loved ones or their moms, we all know they're looking for comfort and solace. And that's what they're, desiring because they want to leave this earth. Their spirit is calling out so they can leave this earth. And so, and I know this because I've dealt with so many of you guys, right? And doing your one-on-one sessions, the ones who are on here and the ones who are not. And with my father, when he said that, I was like, "You ain't doing that. You crazy. You think whatever. You ain't going nowhere, sir." And so when I got here, because my dad, like I said, we haven't seen each other. Like I saw my dad like 2 years ago, but that was like for a week. And then after that, I hadn't seen him for some years, right? And this is our first time living with each other for a long time. Like it's been a minute. It's been almost 30 years. And so now that I'm here, my dad looks at me and he's like, "You look just like Mama. You shake just like Mama." I said, "See, that's the dream. That's the dream you was looking for, and she sent me. That's what happened." So we laugh and joke about it all the time because I look like my grandmother. I just look like her. I said, "You ain't going nowhere, sir. You ain't going nowhere, nowhere." But yeah, D, I just got some sour sop, the 100% juice. Mm-hmm. She sent me. And I know she did. I know she sent me because before I got here, like my grandparents, like I see them in their pictures from time to time. Like my dad's side of the family, my grandmother really close to her, but my mom always kept me around her mom, right? And she tried to balance the two. Like that was her thing. Like I need you over here with my mama. So we spent most of my time because I was like right underneath her, right? I spent most of my time with my mother's mom versus my dad's mom. But whenever I got that too. Whenever I got to my dad's house, or my grandparents' house on my dad's side, I was always underneath my grandma. And me and her, we have similar birthdays, so we act very, very similar. Very similar. My dad tells me this all the time. I don't usually see her. I don't usually hear from her on the other side. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't usually hear from her or see her from the other side. And so 2 weeks before I made the decision to move out here, on my ancestry.com, because I like to go there from time to time, I got a hit. And the first thing that popped up were my grandparents on my dad's side, my dad's parents. And I was like, I ain't seen y'all in a minute. And I sat there and it was like I could hear them. They were saying, you need to go and check on our son, because, we love him too. We love you, but you really do need to go check on him. Like he needs you. And I heard that clear as day. And I'm like, okay, we're going to go to Atlanta. That's where we're going to go. Okay, we're going to go to Atlanta. All right. And I felt calm about it because me and my grandmother and my grandpa, we always had we have always had a wonderful relationship. And so when I made the decision to come, it was like I can feel them dissipate for a little bit because I'm here to help. And now that I'm here, I can actually see, like, I understand why, because nobody can like get to my dad like I can, right? And I realize it's a very beautiful. That's why I'm like, we here, we gonna make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make the best of it. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna make the best of it, right? So like, I am the mixtures of the love that he had from the women that he loved a lot, right? I'm my mom, I'm part of my mama, the one he had me and my brother with, right? And then I'm also my grandmother and his dad. I'm his grandparents. I'm my grandparents on both sides. Right? I am his history. I'm literally his history and his future at the same time. And when I look at that and I view that for what that is, I think is a beautiful space to be in because it gives him the foundation, gives him his foundation back, which he desperately needs, like desperately. Knowing that love is real and that love is obtainable and love doesn't come at a cost. It doesn't come at a cost, or it shouldn't. And so for years, my dad has been in a position where love came at a high price. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. All in one, past, present, and future. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. How do I hear from the ancestors? How do I hear from the ancestors? From my personal ancestors, I can hear, see, and I can hear and see. Sometimes I can smell, but a lot of times I can hear and see and feel. So I can hear, see, and feel from my own personal ancestors. Now, when it comes to y'all ancestors, that's a whole nother thing. Uh, um, Sometimes from the ancestors, I can see. They show me the visions as though I'm looking from their eyes, from their perspective. It's like they sit with me. Oh, tell me that one. Right. uh, what they talk about. I have to be in your space. You have to allow me to be in your space in order for me to tell you what they're saying to you. And that's when I open up the live. I do need to do that, don't I? I open up the live where you can, yeah, no worries. No. Yes. So I have two options, and this is just so you guys can have it, right? But I do have two options. You can send forth tribute. You send tribute, and it's 25 smackaroos for that. And then, and this is my own promotion, so I can say that you guys can pay $25. TikTok, you can't stop me because it's my own promotion. You can send me $25 via PayPal or Cash App, and we'll do a live right here on TikTok where I see your ancestors. And they share with me however they want to share with me about you and what they want you to know and what they want you to have. Or you can book a one-on-one session with me, like Dee is saying. And that's the full price. And in that one-on-one session for the full price, you'll get that plus the belief clearing. And as you were asking, Suave, how do I see the ancestors? I see the ancestors. Hey, Yummy. I see the ancestors. Again, like I said, either they sit in me in a sense. I don't know if that's what they actually do, but because I'm an open source, hey, boo. Because I'm an open source, they sit in me and they show me things as though I'm sitting in their seat and they're showing me. Sometimes they will give me visions of what they look like, what they are wearing, what they're known to wear. They may talk to me. I'm in the States. Yeah, I'm in the States. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Georgia. Sometimes they share with me what it is. Where are you? I can't remember. Sometimes they share with me what they like to look like, what they used to look like, their favorite outfit. One lady, and I'm still waiting on her to get this. One of my dear friends, she did a session with me, and her great grandmother actually, has a pair of pearl earrings and a pearl necklace for her. Oh, I know it got complicated. Oh, I know it got complicated because they don't want us to leave. Let's just go there. They don't want us to leave at all. I'm sorry. Someone within our governmental system? That's disheartening. Because Cali is expensive. I ain't gonna lie. Las Vegas got really, 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 really. Right? I really hope that it does work out for you too. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Ancestors are really, really cool. I know someone I paid to help leaving. It looks like the visa. I won't. Oh, I'm so sorry, yummy goddess. I'm so sorry. Is there an alternative? Sometimes when it comes down to the ancestors, they will come and visit you often. Not only will they will come visit you in your dreams, they may give you a radio song. I'll find a way. Misinformation derails everything because you have a time set for everything, especially with the move that you're trying to make across overseas. Everything has to be lined up. You don't need no issues because either you got too many things going for you and a lot of things going against you at the same time. She's in the United States. She's not in Thailand, but I'm pretty sure you know that, D. Yeah, but hey, have you? Because D might be the best person to give you that advice because she in that field somewhere. She's the best person. Have you gone to the embassy for help? But yes, Suave. I know she's typing. Suave and Kai, if you're still here. Your family has come to you in by feeling, smells, touch. Um, okay, feeling, smells, touch. I can believe that it's a lot. It's very aggravating. I definitely know that it is beyond aggravating because you're ready to go. And again, I know. I already know. Feelings, touch, song, smell, memories, thoughts, especially when you think about them all the time. I remember before my, yeah, um, oh, okay. I'm glad y'all working at it because I have no idea. I'm sorry, I mean, I can't help you, but we might have somebody that can. I'm so sorry. But I am very sorry about the situation that you're in, like for real, because that's, I know, girl, it's when it's time to go, it's time to go. You can't, yeah. How are the reading going? Ancestral? I'm just explaining how they can get, how ancestors like communicate. That's all. Okay. Yeah. I'm just explaining how the ancestors communicate. That's it. Yeah. I'm just explaining how the ancestors communicate. That's it. I haven't like it's the offer is up. If people want to do it, they can. Um, if they can do it live right now if they want to, or they can do it with a one-on-one session. Yep. Sometimes they come in dreams. Sometimes you hear them. And you know, I remember when I was a little kid, my mother would say, "Don't talk to the dead." Little dimes, little trinkets. I remember she would say, "Don't talk to the dead," because I would always hear people calling out my name. Yep, I hear via dreams, movies, and songs. Yep, I used to hear people calling my name, and I would say, and I would know who those people are, like by voice. I hear them audibly, and I've always had that gift since I was a little girl. But I hear them audibly, and so I remember my mother would always tell me, don't you dare talk to the dead, because that's evil, that's possessive." And it's just like the reality is it's not evil. Now that my mother is no longer here on this earth, I need to see her. I plan on doing a one-on-one session soon. I don't feel like being on camera right now. I don't blame you. You're good. I we here. You're good. You are 1% good. Have you ever met your watchers? Have I ever met my watchers? As a little girl, I believe so. As an adult, I know one for sure is my mom, hands down, no question. The next one is my grandmother on my mother's side. Uh, my grandmother on my dad's side, my grandparents on my dad's side, they're kind of docile. They're kind of docile. they don't really make a lot of noise, but the ones who make the most noise are my mom's side. My mom's side makes the most the most noise. For me, when I explained that there are 62 people locked in your DNA, I literally saw my 62 people that are locked in my DNA. And the way that I saw them was that I was crying. I remember this. I was crying. We were at the Silver Dollar. So, so oh gosh, Silver Casino. That's where we were in Las Vegas. We were at the Silver Casino, and it was during Christmas time. And my aunt, who lives out there in Las Vegas, had invited us to go to her own actual company Christmas party. And she gave me a few dollars to get dressed up, and I was cute. We talked about that, Kai. We talked about that. We're gonna let that go. And I was super, super cute, like cute. Everybody loved my dress, the whole nine. And when I came back, I felt like a princess. We had food. It was a. I know. We had food. We had all kinds of things. They had gifts and prizes. And when I came back, like literally felt like Cinderella. And I was back to the space where I'm paying $2 for this hotel, and my money just ran out. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, what is this? I have no more money. Like, I'm tapped out. People on TikTok has helped me so much to even get us through that whole season, because that was a season, right? And I remember grabbing my son because he was sleep knocked out because he had a good time with my friends. And I've taken off my makeup and my beautiful dress. That part. I've taken off my makeup and my beautiful dress, and I was just like, yeah, we love you too. And I'm like, I gotta figure this out. And I just start crying because it's just like I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a rock and a hard place. I'm looking and I'm counting down the dollars that I have and the days that I had. I had enough money to pay for $2 a night for the hotel. But in Vegas, you're not paying just for $2 a night for the hotel. You also have the resort fees that are associated, which can be $50 on up. And because we were living there for that week, literally that week of Christmas, we were in the hotel for Christmas, all of that Christmas week up to the New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, that price went up through the roof, right? And so I was just sitting there and I was crying. I was like, God, I don't know where we're going to go, what we're going to do, what's going to happen. I was so scared, and I'm just crying. I'm holding my baby and I'm like, Mama, look, Mama, I know you crossed over and all that stuff, but I know you right here with me. I know, Mama, I know you right here, Mama. And I just kept saying, Mama. And it was like I could feel her hand on my ear, Mama. And I just kept saying, Mama. And it was like I could feel her hand on my cheek, right? And when I could feel her hand on my cheek, it was like, okay, I feel her. And then I looked to the side, and it was like I could see the illuminating image of her. I couldn't see her face, but I knew the image of her. Like I can see the shape of her hands, the shape of her face. And it was like she was holding me like she would normally, right? It's always so beautiful. It was like she was holding me and saying, like, baby, it's gonna be okay. Like, I got you. You're gonna be all right. And as soon as I saw my mom to this side, I turned, and it was like on this side I could see like four more images. And I knew that those four more images were my grandparents, both sides, right? And then after that, I saw more images behind them. And then the next thing I knew, I saw the entire room filled with people, like a bunch of people. And it went about 3 to 4 rows back. The entire hotel room was filled with all of these people, these illuminated images, all of them. And I was like, I don't know who y'all are. And it was like they were telling me, like, we are your family, we are your ancestors, and we're here to help. And it's like I could feel that. And I saw all of them, and I was just in awe. I was like, who are all these dang on people? Who who is this? And it was just so many people. And then when I came, when things kind of subsided, right? And I started digging even deeper into the practice that I have, I realized that the people that I saw, hey, Kendra, I realized the people that I saw were the 62 people locked in your DNA. And I realized that because with time, what ended up happening was I started to question, like, if it takes about 5 to 6 generations of people to create us, right? If it literally takes 5 to 6 generations of people to create us, how many people is that? That's when I questioned, how many people is that? And it was like 62. And I was like, okay, cool. So I started counting. I was like, my mom is here. She's 1. My dad is still here with me, so I can't count him. So my mom is here. And then there's the row of 4. That's both of my grandparents. Then it kind of spread out to a row of 8. And then it spread out and it had, like I said, 3 to 4 rows. And I was like, that's the 62 people locked in our DNA. Every last one of us as human beings has 62 people locked in our DNA that are waiting for us to say something. Hey, Mari, that are waiting for us to say something. We got 2 Maris in the building. What's up? What's up, y'all? They are literally waiting for us to speak. They are the angels that the Bible talks about. Whatever you say, it is. Whatever you command, it is. They are waiting on your beck and call. And the reason why they are waiting, the reason why they are waiting on your beck and call and at your beck and call is because they are your family. And your family loves you. Even the ones that cause you the most harm, they still love you. Regardless of the fact, them jokers love you. Because once they cross over, the reality is that they are completely relinquished from those fears and relinquished from those ideas and the flesh and all of the things that comes with this flesh that we have. And they're now completely soul. And the soul is the creators. No matter what you do, the soul is creators. No matter how you live, your soul is still going to go back to the place where it was created. And where it was created out of love. Therefore, whatever issues that your aunts may have had, whatever problems that your family might have had, those problems are completely relinquished from their flesh, but into their soul. And those feelings that were connected to their flesh is now part of you. And that's the thing that you have to work through. Someone told me I got to be one to bring the family together. I got to be the one to bring the family together. I can't see myself doing that. Could the possibility be that the idea for you to be the one to bring the family together doesn't lie with just you, but the connection that you may have to the people that are connected to you spiritually? Let me ask a better question. Are you spiritually connected or are you religious connected? Do you feel a bond with your family members? Period. The ones who have crossed over. Are you the dreamer of the family? Or the seer of the family? Or the one with the clairvoyancy of any form? Because if that's the case, they might have seen that when you were growing up as a child, And that's the reason why they would put that information or that idea onto you, because they saw the change and the difference that you have and have had since you were a little girl. It's funny how when we get older, we can see better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, black sheep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, black sheep just pretty much means the oddball out that carries all the weight of everybody, that's strong enough to relinquish it from everybody else and connect everybody together. And because you move differently, you see things differently. That's what makes you so different, and that's what makes you the one that they would deem as the savior of your family. And it doesn't always have to be just with you, right? It doesn't have to be coming directly from you. It just can come from you and your ancestors. You ain't got to do that by yourself. You don't have to do that by yourself. All you got to do is ask your family, look, y'all see me with these children, and you know this one coming through, right? I got one on the way. It's a little late. It's a little delayed. But this one on the way, y'all see what I'm going through. I need y'all to step up. Help me. And that's the difference, especially when it comes down to the religious thoughts, right? Our religious thoughts is to ask for assistance. But if you had your family around and your parents around, your dad and mom around, they would always tell you to speak up, say what it is you want. Say it. And so that is your right as a human being. That is your right as their lineage to speak what it is you want. You don't have to ask them. You don't have to ask them. You say, hey, Mom, I want this. And my mama, she'd be like, okay, let's go get it. Let me tell y'all this story. It was so cool. So I'm teaching the little one. Being around them is dangerous. They wish so many bad things on my life. I don't get it. I only communicate with my mom. Your mom is alive or is no longer here? The people I'm talking to you about communicating with them, because I already understand the mere fact that you're saying that you're the black sheep, that means you don't really get along well with your family on this side of life. The reality is that you are going to have to start talking to your ancestors, the ones on the other side, because they're the ones that can create situations that can help change the perception of your family members that are around you. That's the plight that you have, right? That's the reality that you deal with. If you're only connected to your mom, that's beautiful. Yes, good. Yeah. It has nothing to do with them. It's you reaching into your family lineage. It has nothing to do with them. It's you reaching into your family lineage. Literally reaching into your family lineage and asking them for help. Yeah. I mean, you can do that on your own. You can just start talking to them and say, yo, y'all might need some help. Or you can book your one-on-one session with me. I got to do it. I'm a business, right? But yeah, if you book your one-on-one session, what it would look like, right? If you decide on booking your one-on-one session, what it would look like is relinquishing you first, and then a lot of times it spreads into your family. It's really kind of cool to see. But yeah, that's what you do. And I do kind of have payment plans. I had to switch over my server. I got to figure out if I can incorporate deeper payment plans. But right now, you can pay a deposit, and then the remaining balance will be due if you do decide on doing the one-on-one session. Before, I did offer payment plans, but that didn't work out as well as I expected it to. And that's okay. We live and we learn and we move on. I can't wait, Mari. We got two Maris up in here. So let me tell y'all what happened with me and me and the little one, right? So I'm teaching him about my grandmother, about my mom, his grandmother. And I'm teaching him how to see her and how to connect with her and to communicate with her because she's still here. So we had gone to a place and got him a little ball, little bouncy ball, a beach ball. Yeah, beach ball. And he was playing with it. I blew it up and he was playing with it and it ended up getting stuck on the roof. And of course, as you guys know, he's 4. So he did 4-year-old things. He threw a fit, which was justifiably so because he lost his ball that he just got and he was having such a blast playing with it. And he threw a royal fit. I mean, it was a royal fit, which again, it was justifiable. He just got his toy and now it's gone. He just got it, literally 2 seconds. And it's on the roof. And so I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. So I was like, well, I said, come on, little one. And so he's crying and, I'm trying to calm him down. I said, okay, look, what we're going to do is we're going to ask Nana Dow Baby, which is my mom. We're going to ask Nana Dow Baby for help and see if she can get us some help in order to get your ball down. And so I said, well, let's do this together. Okay, buddy? And he's like, okay, mommy. I said, Nana Dow Baby. He said, Nana Dow Baby. I said, we need you to get this ball down. And he's like, we need you to get this ball down. So your grandson can play with it. And he's like, so I can play with it. And he's like, okay. And so we sat there. The wind blew. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, is it going to come down from the wind? Nope, nothing. And so we sat there and he was still kind of sad. Next thing we know, there's 2 men that were on the other side. Less than a minute after we made this declaration to my mom. There were 2 men that were on the side of us. One of them got up and was like, hey, we're going to get that ball for you real quick. We're going to go get that ball and see if we can climb up on the ceiling to see if we can get that ball. Literally less than a minute after we asked very quietly. The man found a way, got up there, grabbed the ball, found the ball, and it was kind of dangerous. Got up there to the ceiling, grabbed the ball, found the ball, and knocked it down. And my son was like, Mama. I said, Nana, always make a way. Nana, always make a way. Always. Because we don't know like what the strangers are going to do. We don't know if the strangers are kind-hearted. We don't know what is happening. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But my son got his ball, right? My son got his ball down and we asked, we didn't literally ask. We just made our statement known what it is that we need. That's not the first time that's ever happened. But the more and more that I yield to that, I talk to my family all the time. Like, yo, I need this. Like, y'all, I need this. Mama, grandma, I need this. Right? And I make my statements and I make my declaration. And that's all your family members really want you to do. That's it. Talk to them. Tell them, this is what I need. And you'll be surprised at the things you receive. You might not get it the way you want to. And that's where the prayer part goes into. Some people are like, well, I pray to God for that. And I pray to Jesus for that. And that's cool. That's awesome. But there's power in your blood. Let me say that again. There's power in your blood. There's power in the blood, right? That's the song that we've always sang, especially if you were brought up in church. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb, right? We sing that song. This is one of the songs we sing in church, right? But when we're singing these powers of the blood of the Lamb, right? We always defer to Christ. That is always our understanding to go back to Christ. But we don't realize that the power that's in the blood is actually the blood of us. The Bible I'm debating whether or not I want to go here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Y'all might not like me after I'm done saying. Yep, I am. The Bible is the genealogy of Jesus the Christ. And I've done extensive study on this. Like, I have taken out the time. I almost went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because I did some serious studying on this, about this, right? If you ever pull up the names of the people, like when it says Obed, it's a biography. It is an encyclopedia of Christ, Jesus himself, right? If you ever pull up the names, what the names actually mean, when you go back to Obadiah begot, this person begot, this person begot, this person begot, this person begot, right? You got all of these begots, but each name in the synchronicity or the sequence of each name and how they are displayed in this dialogue of all of these begots in the Bible, dialogue of all of these begots in the Bible. This sequence all lines up to who Christ was and ancestral is, right? This is the sequence of him. This is his bloodline. All of the things that we have read and all of the things that we have learned about the Bible, even from the beginning of creation, is a reflection of Jesus the Christ biology. It is his biology and his biography. But the thing is that is unique to each individual human is that we all come from we all come from source, God, creator, universe, whoever and whatever you subscribe to accept that this is your truth and where you come from. We all come from something. We all come from a thought. And as we are looking at the genealogy and the makeup of Christ, when we actually read the text, Jesus himself says, don't worship me. Don't do that. Live like I lived and understand the way that I have lived is the way that we should feel and live in general. What has happened, in my opinion, is that we have created Christ, Jesus, as the source and not look at Christ, Jesus, as the example of who we all are. Christ Jesus as the example of who we all are. Christ himself says that the people that come after me will do greater works than me. What I'm doing is the bare minimum, but there are going to be people that come after me that's going to be greater than me. And how do we become greater? By looking at our own lineage and looking at the names of the people who created us in order for us to get our own story. To get our specific purpose at this time in our lives. And the misinterpretation of the Bible, it's different because the Bible, in my opinion, yields to the open idea of interpretation from many. Just like the 12 disciples that was hanging out with Christ, just like the 12 disciples that were hanging out with him, they all had a different perception or perspective of who Christ was. Each and every last one of them. To Peter, that was his best friend. To John, that was his homie, right? And so we have to look at the Bible and our lives in the same way, and Christ's life as in the same manner. It's open for interpretation. The Bible is art form. It's literature. It's a piece of work. It's someone's piece of work, someone's art form, turned into pages that people have now deemed as the reality of which we should stand by and live by. All things come from art. That a king picked. There you go. All things come from art. We didn't have words. Human beings did not have words in the past. We didn't have words. So all we did and all we knew were pictures. And so because the Bible was created from pictures, not scribes, pictures. And the scribes came from the people who wrote them, like Socrates, Aristotle, all of them. But even when they write in pictures. There are languages we still don't know nothing about because guess what? They burned down Alexandria. Alexandria, founded somewhere in Egypt's land. The Library of All Knowledge was completely demolished at some point in time. And it had all of the information that we could ever need and how life was. That's where the scholars went. That's where the education was found, the highest part of education. All of that was destroyed during the Roman Empire. But then all of a sudden, the Caesar, what was his name? Yes. Was it Gregorian? Or Caesar? Yes. The Gregorian Caesar. His name was Gregorian and he was a Caesar. Upon his deathbed, he declared that he was a Christian. But the Roman Empire was the one who took all the knowledge from Alexandria. And from then, you have the Roman Catholics. And the Roman Catholics and the Roman Catholics decided to turn the Bible into a tool in which they can control the masses, because the masses were following the rules. Thank you so much, B. Tolliver. But the masses weren't following the rules of the king. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, B. It's been a minute. Right? And so when the people weren't following the rules of the king decided, let me turn this Bible into the disciplinary action that these people need. They need to have morality in order for them to listen to me, in order for me to control them. That same Bible in the 1700s was taken over to the United States of America, and they were forced indoctrination on the slaves. And the slaves weren't even allowed to read the Bible for a time. And during that time, when the slaves weren't even allowed to read the Bible for the time, what ended up happening is they started taking out stuff from the Bible and gave the slaves the watered down version in order for them to be controlled, just like the people before them were controlled, in order for them to have morals, for us to have morals now, so we can be controlled by a dictator, by dictatorships, by the government. This is history. Like, this is truth. This is fact. This is nothing I'm making up. I'm not coming from the dome like, I'm just gonna no. This is stuff I went to school for. I went to school. I didn't go to school for theology, but I did take a few classes about Christianity and sociology and psychology. It's the basics in which you go through when you go to college. And it forces you to look at life in a different way where things are debunked. And you're like, how in the world can you ride with the Bible and a religion that goes against its own self? It goes against the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Right? Thou shalt not kill. But thou shalt not unalive. Sorry, TikTok. Ooh, so glad I got my own promotion on here. Right? Thou shalt not unalive. Right? And when you're sitting here and you're having this conversation with people, and you're talking with people, and you look at the TikTok, and you're looking at people, right? And you're trying to explain that Christian wars were happening over land, and people were unaliving each other in the name of God. But the reality is, God says, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. But you got countries that are right next to each other, unaliving each other. That's a contradiction of it. That's a pure contradiction. How does that even be? How can that even be? So you have to look at the Bible for what it is. It is a form of literature that is a guide and a biography of a man who lived, who died, and rose again. And the reality is that he lived and you live, and we all gonna die, and we all gonna rise again. That's what it is. It's the cycle. And he explains that. And when he comes back, look at my hands. I've been through some stuff. I still have the scars. I can still show you my human form. I can still show you my human form. I have the scars. I can still show you my human form. I can still show you my human form, but I can walk through walls. I'm an ancestor now, and I can walk through walls. If you call me, I'm here. Same thing as your family members. If you call me, they're there. Point blank period. Without hesitation. No hesitation. But we've gotten so lazy in our society that we don't want to take out the time to understand this stuff. And it's pure. It's purely understood, and we can truly see it. We can truly see it by the election. Yeah, so many people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we're going through this." You didn't read Project 2025. I didn't even read it, but I know better, right? You didn't read Project 2025. You didn't listen to what he had to say. You didn't believe him. You took him as his word, and his word meant nothing because he kept recycling the same, "It's going to be great." You took the whole salesman attribute without diving in to find his character. And now we're surprised. So the same ideology that is there is the same ideology that people do with religion. They just take it for its word without diving in. That's why it says in the Bible, "Study to show thyself approved." My people perish for the lack of knowledge. And we stay there, but we don't realize that after the very next verse, it says, "And that their generations behind them will be cursed because they don't have the knowledge." Because you didn't take out the time to study, the generations after you is not going to take out the time to study, and all of y'all going to be cursed. Meaning that you're going to be in a position where you can't stand up for your own self. You can't move forward because you didn't take out the time to see what was happening. Now, what you say, girl? They should sit on it, on one of those those TikTok lives with those Christians. Like, it's so challenging. Like, I listen to, because it seems like there's a lot of people coming together, and I don't know if they're reading off from the same script or not. And I'm not judging in any way, shape, or form. I'm here for it, right? But debunking Christianity. I'm here for it, right? But debunking Christianity. I literally, my page got wiped away for about a week. Like I couldn't go live on a week for a week because someone was saying I was spreading misinformation. And I was talking about how Christianity and the rhetoric of Christianity is the same script, literally. It's the same script. And you can tell that those people have not taken out the time to go deeper. And those are the same people that got messed up when it came down to choosing a president. Now, either way it went, in my opinion, either way it went, in my opinion, if we got Kamala or we got Orange Agent Orange Taco Man. I like taco. If we got Taco Man, either way it went, we were still going to end up here. But if we would have went through Kamala, it would have been slower. It's just a fast track. It's just a fast track. Yeah. Either way, we were still the demise of capitalism in America is prevalent. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, but the people who are debunking Christianity, those people are the ones that are interesting to me because they show patience. And I have a few people, they show patience. And I know a few people who do them. But to listen to the confrontation, right? I'm at the point where I don't really care for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do confrontation. Like, I don't want to fight to make you try to understand. That's not my job. But, for the people who do it, that's their job, and I commend them for it. But that's not my job. I'm not going to fight you to make you see. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't have the energy nor the tolerance to do so. I'm a mom of a toddler. I'll deal with him first. Before I deal with any of that. I don't want none of that. That's not my that's not my place. That's not my cup of tea. My YouTube recording didn't happen. Yeah, no, I listen. Like, again, I got a few people that I've done sessions with, and I go in there to support them. You want support? I got you. I'll listen, and I'll listen. I'll support you. I will support you. I will support you. But I don't stay in there long because it's just kind of like, if they don't want to know, they just don't want to, and that's their right. That's it. That's it. That's all. All right. Let me see. What have I missed? Yeah, man. I don't care. I'ma just say it how it is. I don't care. You don't want to know? Cool. You'll learn. And if it's not in this lifetime, you'll learn the next one. It's all good. I don't have the mental capacity for it. That's not. I love the people that come. I love all you guys that come and hang out with me, because y'all are chill and laid back, and y'all don't really ask for much. Y'all don't require me to do a lot, which is good. Right? Y'all come in with a knowing already, and the idea is that you guys want to move forward. That's what I want. I don't want to deal with the people who want to stay stuck or are so closed off that they don't want to hear. I can't work with that. I don't want to work with that. So thank y'all so much for making my life so much easier, because I'll be like, no, I can't do nothing for you. I'm sorry. Here's your money back. That's why I be telling people, I'm like, y'all, please vet me. Don't just come up. Don't pop up. Don't pop up. Vet me. We have all these resources. Use them. We can't save everybody. Oh, thank you for helping me with mine too, baby. Shoot, I just point you in the right direction. But yeah, we can't save everybody. That's not our job. Mm-mm. And I sit right where I'm at, and I'm like, cool. If you want to do better, vet me first. See if what I'm saying makes sense to you. And if it does, let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's go as far as we can go. Our job is to save ourselves. Our job is to save ourselves and connect with other people who are saving themselves too. That's our job. We ain't supposed no. We like, and I'm glad you said that because like I've always, yeah, like I've always been in a position where, if we running, because I used to run track, right? And if we running, right, and I got the baton and we doing a relay, stick it. I'm a say stick, right? And basically what that means to me is I'm gonna stick my hand back out and I'm gonna give you the tools that you need in order to keep running. You're gonna probably run farther than me, faster than me, harder than me, slower than me. But as long as we running together, we gonna get there. Don't matter how we get there or how long it takes for us to get there. But if we run it together, we gonna get there. It's like rushing water. Don't nobody want to be in stagnant water. It's filled with disease and stuff. We don't want that. We want water to be running, and we run together. So, like I said, yeah, that's how I feel. If we running, we're gonna run together. And if you slower, then that's cool. But if you stagnant, I can't help you. I cannot help you. I had to make that decision on my own. Like I'm stagnant. Do I want to help myself move forward or not? And that's when you have to make the decision, honestly. And that's what I did. I'm like, I don't want to be stagnant. As people, we forget this every time. Yeah, but again, like I said, for me, it's different because we are here connected, right? And I was thinking about this earlier. When it comes down to how connected we are, right? I remember it was Michael Jackson when he passed away, right? I remember when Michael Jackson passed away. And it was like almost a week before he passed, I felt something bad was going to happen to him. Like, oh, something bad going to happen to Michael, right? And a week later, he passed. And for me, I look at the ground, and we're all made from the ground. And because we're all made from the ground, and when we pass away, our body goes back to dirt. And there's a connectivity where we are walking like trees in a sense, where spiritually we're walking on this earth as earth. Therefore, we're always connected. So for me to accept the fact that we're here for ourselves, solely for ourselves, I would have to kind of make a pivot on that. Not disagree, but just make a pivot because we are here for ourselves. It says in the Bible, love your neighbor as you love thyself. But you have to love yourself first before you can love your neighbor, right? So we are here for self, but we also have to get so loved, inspired within ourselves to be there for ourselves, if that makes sense. To be there for others, if that makes sense. My YouTube didn't load up. Dang it. I understand that. My sister's best friend, they had the same birthday. Yeah. Your highest, I understand that. GMJ. My sister, I don't know what GMJ is. Sir, Suave. My best friend, my sister's best friend, have the same birth. Oh, are you saying that when your sister's best friend had the same birthday, did something happen to her? Same with, oh, okay. Same with Prince. I was at the top. Okay, cool. And I told, be careful. Yep. Michael Jackson. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Because we're all connected. Nobody's less connected than another. We all are connected. And we're more connected to the people that we see in the forefront, but we're also more connected to our friends and our best friends and our family members that are close to us. Like I can tell, like if when I need to call one of my friends, her name rings in my head often, and I'm like, oh, I need to call her. And when I call her, either something has happened to her or she's feeling a certain kind of way. And when I dismiss that idea to call her because she's constantly in my mind, months later or weeks later, she'll call me and say something horrible happened to her or something happened to her and she was feeling a certain kind of way. It's just being connected into your intuition and being put in a position where you feel like you can be heard. And saying a prayer for a person ain't enough always. Sometimes that person might need you to call them. Yeah. So many things. Prayers or dismissals, a form of dismissals. Prayers are forms of dismissal to be active, in my opinion. People say, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you," because they don't want to be a part. They don't want to be a part of your solution. And check on the weak ones too. Check on the weak ones too. But all right, y'all. It did not take on TikTok, so I'm gonna have to download this video and upload it to YouTube. YouTube. But I'm getting tired, and I'm sorry. I've been up. I didn't go to bed till 4 in the morning. 4, almost 5, and I went to sleep. Woke up at 11, and I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I was tired. So I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. I will do this again on Thursday. You all have a wonderful night. I got drowned, so I help you with it. I got drowned. I am. I'm on Eastern time now. I am. My body is. I'm still in the midst of both. Again, like I said, I didn't go to bed till 4, and I woke up. I woke up at 8. Woke up at 8, and then I was like, I can't do it. I went back to sleep. So I hope this was informative for each and every last one of you. I hope that you guys can utilize the tools. Bye, Coastal. Until next year. Yup. I hope you guys can utilize the tools. Yeah. Well, we've been here for 2 months now. April, May, June. We got here in April, May, June. April, May, June. Yeah, we're almost on month 3. Yes, thank you guys, and I hope you guys get some rest. I hope that this was empowering. Wow, we got 30,000 likes before I could even go. Let's cheer that up. Let's go, 30K likes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Y'all like me that much? I love it. I hope that this was. Thank you guys. I hope this was a wonderful. Yes, I hope this was a wonderful experience. And make sure again for those who are not here, for those who are here, thank y'all. Check your newsletter. You get a newsletter every week. So if you are signed on to our website, check your spam. Newsletter every week. So if you are signed on to our website, check your spam. Interact with the email. because I don't want it to keep going to spam. And share with me your thoughts inside of the tribe. Yeah, let's do that. All right. With that being said, I hope you guys had a wonderful evening, and I hope you have a wonderful night. For those on the West Coast, it's just now 8 o'clock for y'all. For those on the East Coast, thank you guys for sharing your time and your love. I greatly appreciate each and every last one of you. Your time is the most valuable thing that you can never, ever get back. So I am so thankful that you chose to spend your time with me, and I hope and pray that it wasn't a waste. So with that being said, we are always here for your mind, body, and soul by Cherokee. One tribe, baby. Deuces.